think as leaders, we need to protect freedom of speech in our counties, because if a governor can actually wake up and threaten anybody that comments about them, it's unacceptable in all those counties. Mr. Speaker.
And I want to agree with my colleagues in conclusion, Mr. Speaker, sir, that most of these journalists are rather cover national news than county news. They are no longer safe. They are being threatened. Even some journalists were telling me that our governor was sending the sabotol messages, Mr. Speaker, when they were doing a media awareness week in Kapsabet, Mr. Speaker. So they are living in fear. And you know, these are people, they are human beings, they don't have security, they live with us, Mr. Speaker, and you know their only weapon, as media have, is a weapon of the pen, Mr. Speaker. For example, like yesterday, I saw the high voltage engagement of Nairobi City County between the senator and the governor, Mr. Speaker, but you didn't find in any mainstream media, Mr. Speaker. It is only social media that we are being given snippets of what transpired at the engagement in the Housing Committee, Mr. Speaker. So I agree that media also must work with us so that we can expose ills that continue in oversight, Mr. Speaker.
Here that I am facing very serious challenges, even here in Nairobi. That in fact, Mr. Speaker, the media in Nairobi can no longer be said to be free. Yesterday we had a session with the governor of Nairobi at the Housing Committee regarding the largest development of housing in the entire country. 13 estates covering 4,000 acres of land. Mr. Speaker, would you know it, that anything that is negative covering my governor will never make it to primetime news on any of the networks. And it's not coincidence, because I've monitored ever since we began the oversight program in this county. So, Mr. Speaker, we want the media practitioners to be allowed to work freely, whatever it is, impartially. If the senator of Nairobi is not doing his job, it should be highlighted. If the governor is not performing, it should also be highlighted. You cannot just nitpick stories, Mr. Speaker. And they are being put under conditions where if they don't toe the line, you can see what is happening in Bomet. People are being attacked, Mr. Speaker. So we will stand up for the freedom of the media, but the media must meet us halfway in defending the independence of this great institution. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
And the Media Council of Kenya, Mr. Speaker, will come to the Senate when this presentation is being made so that we can have the statistics of the number of journalists who serve in our various counties that have been attacked on account of simply doing their work, Mr. Speaker. The governors who send goons, Mr. Speaker, to attack these journalists because they have refused to sing their tune, Mr. Speaker, must be named and censured in this House, Mr. Speaker.
By the reporters on the ground, and even by themselves here in Nairobi, so that when information comes from the grassroots, it must be aired from Nairobi. What happens in between, money is exchanged and whatnot, and a very important piece of information dies, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if we do not kill the power of money, if we do not kill the power of violence, then our oversight responsibility will die.
It was insecurity. Wakili Sigei corrected. Must now involve the Ministry of Interior to follow these rogue governors, to find out their communication department, to look at the budgets to see which media houses are being paid the most, which ones are being denied, and you will notice that the ones which are being denied are the ones telling the right truth, the truth of what is happening in the counties. So, Mr. Speaker, we should not just celebrate here, but we should take the statement by Wakili Sigei very seriously. We are losing journalists. The distinguished senator from Meru, not from Meru, from Tharaka, has indicated clearly that there's a journalist who was killed. If we don't speak for them, who will speak for these young people? It's about time that we play our role clearly, we stand firm, because this is a very powerful House, Mr. Speaker. You know, people don't realize how much power a senator has. We are the ones who send the money to the governors. Who says that we cannot all conspire and decide we are not sending any money to them?
Of this House, because we continue that way, there is no use of having governors in counties. In fact, Nakuru County are saying it's better they stay without a governor than having Governor Susan Kehika. And I'm not ashamed to say this.